Hello and welcome, amazing subscribers. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's dive in. So, picture this. Your phone, your electric car, the fancy laptop you're probably streaming cat videos on right now. They all have a secret. A dirty little secret. They are powered by minerals, tiny bits of the earth that make our modern world go round. And for the longest time, a huge chunk of these minerals has come from one place, Africa. For centuries, the deal was simple and, frankly, terrible. Big companies from other continents would fly in, dig up the goods, pay a ridiculously small fee, and fly out, leaving behind big holes in the ground and not much else. It was like someone coming to your house and eating all the food in your fridge, then leaving you a $5 bill for your trouble. You'd be like, wait, that's it? My artisanal cheese is gone. This lopsided arrangement went on for so long it became normal. It was the global standard. Africa was seen as the world's unlimited quarry, a massive supermarket with always open checkout lanes and low prices. Nations with world-changing wealth under their feet were still struggling with poverty, poor infrastructure, a whole host of other problems. It's a paradox that would make your head spin. How can you sit on a $1 trillion fortune but still need to borrow money for lunch? It was a system designed by the powerful, for the powerful, and it worked for them. But as with any story, the characters eventually wonder if there's a better way to write the ending. Suddenly, the script is changing. A new generation of African leaders is looking at the old contracts and saying, hold up, this doesn't make any sense. They've seen the history books, they've done the math, they've realized they've been the stars of a tragedy when they should have been the producers of a blockbuster. The continent is waking up, smelling the coffee. By the way, it also produces coffee, and deciding it's time to renegotiate the terms of its relationship with the world. Enter our two protagonists, Ghana and Rwanda. On the surface, they might seem like an unlikely pair. Ghana, on the West African coast, is famous for its gold. They literally called it the Gold Coast for a reason. It's a country with a long, complex history with mining and colonial powers. It knows the old game inside and out because it's been playing it for centuries. Its leaders decided it's time to grab the steering wheel with both hands. They are the seasoned veteran of the group, tired of getting played and ready to use their experience to change the rules for good. Then you have Rwanda, a smaller, landlocked country in the heart of the continent. If Ghana is the veteran, Rwanda is the comeback kid. So what is all the fuss about? What are these magical rocks that have the world in a chokehold? Let's start with the classics. Gold, the original bling. For thousands of years, it's been the ultimate symbol of wealth and stability. But today, it's also a critical component in high-end electronics. We're talking about coltan, which is short for columbite tantalite. Once you refine it, you get a metal called tantalum. Tantalum is a superhero in the world of electronics. It can hold a high electrical charge in a very small size, which makes it perfect for the capacitors in your smartphone, your PlayStation, and your laptop. Without it, our devices would be the size of bricks from the 1980s. And let's not forget the king of the green revolution, cobalt. If you drive an electric car, you are basically sitting on a giant pile of cobalt. It's the key ingredient in the lithium-ion batteries that power everything from Teslas to the backup power systems in hospitals. So how exactly are Ghana and Rwanda pulling this off? They've launched what you could call a rulebook revolution. They are fundamentally rewriting the laws that govern mining in their countries. The new policy, championed by President John Mahama, is built on a simple, powerful idea. No more exporting raw materials in their pure, unprocessed form. The government is pushing for the local refinement of its key resources, starting with gold and bauxite. This is a game changer. The Ghanaian government established the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation and the Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation. Over in Rwanda, the strategy is just as bold, but with a different flavor. Rwanda's government has focused on regulation, transparency, and traceability. They became one of the first countries in the world to implement a robust system to ensure their minerals are conflict-free. They use a tagging system where every bag of minerals is sealed, tagged, and tracked from the mine to the point of export. The policies coming out of Accra and Kigali aren't just staying within their borders, they're sending massive tremors through the entire global minerals market. For instance, Ghana's push to refine its own gold is a direct challenge to the refineries in places like Switzerland and the UAE, which have dominated the industry for, well, a century. In 2023, Ghana opened its first new state-of-the-art gold refinery, with plans for more. This move creates a ripple effect. It forces global gold traders and jewelry companies to rethink their supply chains. Suddenly, they have to consider setting up shop in Ghana or paying a premium for locally refined, certified Ghanaian gold. It flips the power dynamic completely. Similarly, Rwanda's focus on conflict-free, traceable minerals has set a new global benchmark. Global tech giants, under pressure from consumers who don't want phones fueled by conflict, are now actively seeking out suppliers who can guarantee clean minerals. Rwanda, by getting ahead of this trend, has positioned itself as the premier supplier of ethically sourced coltan and tantalum. Ghana and Rwanda quickly realized while they could be powerful on their own, they would be unstoppable together. But this isn't just a two-country show. They are actively working to build a continental alliance, sort of like an OPEC for minerals. The goal here is to get all the major African mineral producing nations on the same page so they can't be played off against each other. It's really a strategy of collective bargaining on a massive scale. If all the countries with cobalt or all the countries with bauxite agree on a minimum price and a standard set of rules, then the global companies have no choice but to accept them. This is the real-life version of the Avengers assembling, but instead of fighting Thanos, they're fighting for better contracts. A concrete example of this is the African Continental Free Trade Area, or FCFTA, which aims to create a single market across the continent. Ghana and Rwanda are huge champions of this. The moves being made by Ghana and Rwanda are not happening in a vacuum. They are creating a powerful ripple effect that is set to reshape the global economic and geopolitical landscape for decades to come. For the rest of Africa, these two nations are providing a viable, replicable blueprint for success. Other mineral-rich countries are watching closely. When they see Ghana successfully demand a larger stake in a lithium mine, or Rwanda attract premium prices for its traceable coltan, it emboldens them to do the same. This shift will also have a profound impact on global commodity prices. As Africa demands more value for its resources, the cost of raw materials for everything from smartphones to electric cars is likely to increase. Consumers in the West may have to get used to paying a little more for their gadgets, reflecting the true cost of producing them ethically and sustainably. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It represents a more just and balanced global economy where the wealth generated by natural resources is shared more equitably with the people who live on top of them. So, here we are, standing at a major crossroads in global history. The story of Africa's relationship with its minerals has, for centuries, been a tragedy. It was a tale of exploitation and missed opportunities. But the final bell of that era may have just rung. What Ghana is doing is more than just a policy change. It's a declaration of independence. What Rwanda is doing is more than just a policy change. It's a declaration of independence. Business as usual is over. Welcome to the new game.